I really do think Coach Prime is about to pull off another recruiting signing day bonanza. And this time it's at Colorado with the another number one cornerback in the country with Cormani McClain. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr. YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to come on in, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe because we upload just about all the time. Now, you remember when Coach Prime was at Jackson State, his first major splash while being at Jackson State was flipping Travis Hunter from Florida State to Jackson State, the first time in the modern day history that a five-star had ever chosen an HBCU. Well, I told you guys, he's been on the job for less than a month, or probably less than a month. And now there is another major flip that kind of looks like it's going to happen. We don't know if it will. We won't know until January 15th, but it kind of looks as if five-star, number one cornerback in the country out of Florida, Lakeland, Florida, to be exact, Cormani McClain, who has been committed to Miami, who it was a shocker when he chose Miami over Florida. Now it looks like he's having second thoughts about where he is going to school. Now, if you don't know, the Under Armour All-American game was played recently, and Cormani McClain played in the game. He hasn't spoken since, and he was supposed to sign on early signing day, and he didn't sign on early signing day. That was the first red flag for Miami fans. First thing that kind of got him shaky. Now, let me read to you an article from Fan Nation. Let's go over to an article from Fan Nation. Then I'm going to actually play a soundbite from Cormani McClain. It says, seeing Cormani McClain at the Under Armour All-American game provided insight into what's next for him with this college decision, because most people are interested in the situation with him, whether or not he's going to end up attending school at the University of Miami. Let's hit that first subject. Just joking around with McClain, the subject of Colorado and Deion Sanders recruiting him came up. Without even asking McClain a question, he volunteered the following quote and said it about as slow and dramatic as one can imagine. He said this, quote, "That man calls me every day." That man being Coach Prime, said with a wiry smile and a laugh. McClain quickly just brushed it off, which has been typical of his personality throughout his high school career. He never really makes a big deal out of anything. Now, that is significant. Why? Because when you are a cornerback and you have the greatest cornerback in the history of the game, consensus, all demographics, all ages, all whatever, calling you every single day, and that corner happens to be from Florida, same place you're from, and that corner wants you on his team to pair up with the other number one corner from 2022 out in Colorado, that being Travis Hunter, you're going to answer the phone. You're going to take it serious. You're going to seriously consider it. Period. You're just going to seriously consider it. Now, Cormani is still heavily favored to sign with Miami. But then there was this during the game. This, if you're a Miami fan, I know had to have you shaking in your boots a little bit. Now, this was Cormani's interview during the game. I'm going to make it smaller because I don't want any copyright strikes. This is fair use, but this was during the game, and I may even move it around, stop it, pause it, just because I don't want any copyright strikes. But here was Cormani being interviewed during the game, and here's what he had to say. Let's take a listen.
Committed to Miami, did not sign in the early signing period. Where are you at right now?
I'm still in the same spot with my recruitment, but I will be signing January 15th.
So him pushing out to January 15th instead of signing on December 15th or whenever the early signing period was, I don't know, somewhere around December 15th, he pushed it out a month. And in a month, you can kind of get to know a coach. You can kind of get to know a position coach. You can kind of get to know a staff. And see, on December 15th, Prime and his staff hadn't fully transitioned to Colorado from Jackson State. So, it really didn't make a whole lot of sense if you want to kind of get to know them. you would be getting to know them at Jackson State and not really fully at Colorado. Well, by January 15th, Prime and his staff at Colorado has put together a full, complete staff at Colorado. They've hosted recruits. They've had visits. They've set up their offices, et cetera, et cetera. And that allowed Cormani some time to get to know them. Let's continue listening.
January 15th is when you're going to make your announcement. What are the factors that are going to be playing into that, whether or not you stick with your verbal commitment?
Come in, play as a freshman, and whoever could develop me the best.
So think about that. Come in, play as a freshman. Well, Colorado was a 2-11 team last year. They got plenty of spots open. They need everything. Develop me the best. Well, they do have Deion Sanders. Now, whether you think Deion Sanders can actually develop talent or not, that's a judgment of your own. But if I'm a quarterback, I like my chances with Coach Prime. If I'm a cornerback, I like my chances with Coach Prime and practicing, whether it's on the opposite side or going up against Travis Hunter every day. I like that. I don't know about you, but I like that. So those two things, they check boxes for Colorado.
Schools in the running.
If you didn't hear, he asked, who are the other schools in the running? He shook his head. He did a little smile. He was like, Miami, I guess. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna make me say Colorado. I'm gonna just say Miami. Now, if we look at Cormani's on-3 profile, you can feel how you want to feel about on-3, but there is at least one person who believes there will be a flip from the U to Colorado. And this would not be the first time we've seen a 6'1", a sub 170-pound cornerback who was originally from the state of Florida, from the deep south, shock the world and go play for Coach Prime. Wouldn't be the first time this has happened. We've seen this story before. We've seen this movie before. We have witnessed this before in real time when the stakes were even bigger. Cormani, this January 15th is coming soon, swift, fast, and in a hurry. And I know Mario Cristobal and his guys down there at Miami are working the phones like crazy. They are not. You talk about somebody texting them every day. I know Cristobal texting the man every day. I know Cristobal is texting Cormani. Cristobal, the position coach, whoever else down in Miami. It ain't Ed Reed no more. Ed Reed's at Bethune. But all them folks down in Coral Gables are working overtime to get Cormani McClain because Coach Prime is the self-proclaimed best recruiter in the country. He could add another feather in that cap if he's able to pull this one off. He's already working on a class that's one of the best at Colorado in the last 20 years, and he's put it together in a month. If you snatch Cormani McClain from this class to pair up with Travis. Now, Travis had his struggles at corner as a freshman. But that's expected. He's a freshman. He'll look a whole lot better with Cormani on the other side of him. And with Tavion Beasley, another transfer from Jackson State with them in that secondary. And Cameron Tillman-Craig, another transfer from Jackson State in that secondary. Cormani McClain. Ooh-wee. That's tough. And Adam Hopkins, if he decides to play some DB, he said Prime told him he could play both ways like Travis. He's mostly a receiver, but he said he wants to try out some both ways. Ooh-wee. It's going to be interesting to watch how this plays out. I'm keeping tabs on Cormani and see what he wants to do with Colorado and Coach Prime just creeping off in the background, playing their cards right, and they could end up with one of the biggest fishes in the class of 2023. We'll see if Prime's able to pull it off. My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button on your way out. Like the stream. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at JLightsy7, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and become a member if you want to support the channel. Become a member. Go ahead and do that. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.